Watch that old fire as it flickers and dies. The once blessed the household and lit up our lives. It shone for the friends and the clinking of glasses. I'll tend to the flame, you can worship the ashes. Capture the wild things and bring them in line, and own what was never your right to confine. The lives and the loves and the songs are what matters. I'll tend to the flame, you can worship the ashes. Do you feel heavy, your eyes drop with grief? Your spirit is wild and your suffering is brief. So never you buckle and bend to the masses. I'll tend to the flame, you can worship the ashes. Get round a fire with a glass of strong ale, and tell us a story from beyond the pale. Bury some seeds and expect some strong branches. I'll tend to the flame, you can worship the ashes. Now show me a man that can meet all his needs. For what we need most now is unity seed. A common old song for all creeds and all classes. I'll tend to the flame, you can worship the ashes. I'll tend to the flame. What will we do when the world it is ending, and time it is halted for friend and for foe? Try to hold on to the time as it passes. I'll tend to the flame, you can worship the ashes. I'll tend to the flame, you can worship the ashes. I'll tend to the flame, you can worship the ashes. and join me in rhyme. Come lift up your voices in chorus with mine. Come lift up your voices, all grief to refrain. For we may or might never all meet here again. Here's a health to the company and one to my lass. Let us drink and be merry, all out of one glass. Let us drink and be merry, all grief to refrain. For we may or might never all meet here again. Here's a health to the dear lass that I love so well. For her style and her beauty, sure none can excel. There's a smile on her countenance as she sits on my knee. There's no man in this wide world as happy as me. Here's a health to the company and one to my lass. Let us drink and be merry, all out of one glass. Let us drink and be merry, all grief to refrain. For we may or might never all meet here again. Our ship lies at anchor, she's ready to dock. I wished her safe landing without any shock. If ever I should meet you by land or by sea, I will always remember your kindness to me. Here's a health to the company and one to my lass. Let us drink and be merry, all out of one glass. Let us drink and be merry, all grief to refrain. For we may or might never all meet here again. Here's a health to the company and one to my lass. Let us drink and be merry, all out of one glass. Let us drink and be merry, all grief to refrain. For we may or might never all meet here again.
I think we're live. Are we live? Houston, we have a problem. Nope, we're good. Welcome everyone to Wayfarer's Pantry. I am Hippie Wayfarer. Lady Wayfarer you will see coming back and forth. We have a rather chaotic, well, usually a chaotic stream anyway. First of all, we have an indie who wants to beg his treats already. No, go on back. Pavlov reflex, I tell you. Well, thank you very much, guys, for coming out today. I referred to Pogo. It looks so far on shinies. Oh yeah, the Bleed Blue. Duchess potatoes are basically, they're a fancy form of mashed potato. You mash potatoes, you add egg yolks, and then you coat them in butter, put them back in the oven. You can do them with a piping bag, which is what we're going to do, or you can just do with a casserole dish, and you make like you do for cottage pie or shepherd's pie. So, KitchenAid meat grinder. Used yours yesterday. Oh yes. Some Italian sausage. Oh yeah. Well, we do sausage here at times. I'm going to get into that, especially in the fall. We're going to talk a little bit about this. Lady Wayfair and I are on a course towards weight course correction. We're going to be doing a pie today, and then I think we're going to be off of the desserts because we have a stockpile of cheesecakes. We have treacle tart from February, Mary Berry's treacle tart, really good. And we have some mince pies, I think, from March. Oh, Master of Splits, welcome in. Good to see you as well. Lady Wayfair is here. We are also, can you see that? You barely see that. That is a dishwasher that no longer functions. Friday we had, Lady Wayfair had visited Ginger Tea. Thursday, and I came home and dishwasher was still running. It's like, okay. Glad she took care of that. Went upstairs, came back down. It was like on 0. Came back down and it was still on 0. Nope, what? Oh. Dog's eating things. And what crust, lettuce, top? Oh, for which pie? I'm sorry. The treacle tart is a tart. It's open. So.
Banana.
Great. Manon, excellent. Shout out, please, for Manon. Iron Teeth, welcome in. I'm glad to see you streaming again, Manon. 16 people, welcome in. Folks, you just caught us at the beginning. Hippie Wayfair, Lady Wayfair. We were just explaining how we were without a dishwasher today.
That's why you're hugging me, right?
Yeah, well, dishwasher. No. My goal today, forget the bowl count. My goal today is minimal bowls. I said goal. I didn't say how to achieve it.
Skeptical. The goal is always, that's always the goal. And where do we end up?
In more dishes. So, Manny, what did you do today? What did you stream? I apologize for missing that. We just got back. Ooh. Yeah, we just got back from Pokemon Go. Ginger Tea asked. I like the windows right. Okay, so if you're into it, this guy's out there today. That's the shiny form. So we were out doing that. They had the nerve to schedule Community Day an hour before on a Sunday. Is it a goal? Because the dishwasher's broken? No. That goal would be rather larger. The goal we're doing is we have a broken camera here that we're just sort of duct taping into place. So we're trying to, try to use some of our friends ask some of our friends for a little help with that. But no, it still kind of works. So we're going to be using that today. Am I a repairman for appliances, or are you going to get a new one? We did more than most would. We took the door apart. We took the electronics out. It was flooded, basically. And I opened it. It's like, the bottom's full. So I took all the dishes out. Started scooping out the water. We had this problem before. And then Lady Wayfair came home. We kept doing it. And it started to fill up again. When we were trying to run it, think that we just think it's fried. This has been with us 13 years. And it's a beautiful one. It's a Bosch, very quiet. We didn't want to lose it. So finally, dish count cooking stream. Yeah, we're eating off paper plates. I'm not going to serve today on paper plates. I'm going to take pretty pictures. So yeah, it's flooded. It was pouring water out. The water was in the basement. We took the whole thing apart, gouged my thumb. This was before my bike ride. So even that morning, I was like, am I going to go do this? Am I going to stay here? I went. And I want to get something going right away, guys. You see this? We're going to be grinding our own pork today. For our pork and apple pie, we priced pork at our grocery store. And oh my God. For one, it looked like ground fat with a little meat in it. The ground pork. It was all white. And I was like, that's not ground pork. So I picked up ribs, and we're going to be doing that, grinding our own pork today. Shiny, she got a shiny, yay. Okay. Forget the camera. Honestly, we started pricing dishwashers between like $800 and $1,200 around here. That was about right. That's not even including install. I'm not going to, well, we'll probably use that for us. But yeah, the camera is just to help out with the camera. And a few other pieces of equipment. We've got the stand for it and a few other pieces. So hopefully we can do that. No pressure. If we can't do it, that's fine. Oh, we're going to freeze the meat grinder because we're going to get to a few other things. But two, when I was shopping, ended up with this. So I went for country style boneless pork ribs. I thought there would be a good connective tissue in there. Some good fat, some good tasting food, and we're going to grind it up nicely, brown it, and then we run it through the food processor again. I was surprised by that. So 2 pounds of this goes into a pie, and then apples. And I'm like, really? I at first thought it was salt pork and apple pie, and I found a recipe for that. But then I read about Calvin Coolidge, and he really liked his mom's pork and apple pie. So I went on Epicurious and I found a nice recipe for it. And so it has cheddar, it has sage in the crust. It sounds great, but welcome in, Raiders. I should have said that. So, man, and what did you do? Was crocheted today. Okay. Excellent. Mellow. I'm hoping to mellow as well. We went out and did our Pokemon thing, came back. I was like, all right, we got to get everything set up. And now I get to chill with you folks. So thank you very much for the raid, man, and Raiders, welcome in. Little intro here. Hippie Wayfarer is me. It's my gaming handle from EverQuest. I do a lot of old style food. I used to do just my mother's cooking, but then ran out of main dishes, and I hit some, and there are so many other suggestions that I sort of add in. I always go back to my mom, my grandmother's recipes. It's kind of the thing, but I add in different pieces, different other courses to it. Today, we don't have anything from my mother today, but we have something from Calvin Coolidge's mother. We have something from the Queen, one of her favorite dishes. And egg fried cheese turned me on to a good article on this, that Prince Philip, her husband who preceded her in death, was a gourmand. He liked to cook. He did a lot of that stuff. There was an interview with him and a chef who was talking about how Prince Philip first came in and he was new on the job. That's what I'm looking for. And this person in basically t-shirt and slacks came in and said, ask him where the chef is. So he said, excuse me a minute, sir. And then he goes back to the chef and says, chef, there's the gardener out there. It was late at night, and the chef is like, what's he doing here so late? Goes back out, sees who it is. Ah, Your Highness, what can I do for you? So if you ever hear talk about...
Read it, boy.
Read it. Oh, there he is. Egg fried cheese. We have treats already. Excellent. I think that's a Pavlov thing. Let's see what we have for treats today. Are they still on the porch? Thank you. Eggie just cooked Swedish style meatballs, peas, mashed potatoes, and rehydrated cranberries. Swedish style, ooh, that sounds very good. Oh, if I knew someone. Yeah, we have a few people that we've used in the past for that. We were just bemoaning the fact that our dishwasher kicked out. So yeah, we're doing, the bowl count will hopefully be minimal today. And what I'm doing here is setting up to grind the pork. And I'm hoping we get the time to do all this good food. So I hope you're all doing well today. Like I said, it was rather harried for us, but this morning we've had lovely weather here. 58 degrees. Lady Wayfair and I got a coffee this morning. We had our breakfast out at a local, I could say that, Reston Town Center, which is not near, it's near us, but not. And they have, I will get to the treats. Thank you, love. Ooh, big ones. Okay. And I'm refreezing the meat here because when you grind your meat, if you see all the nice, lovely fat, if it's warm against warm metal, friction means it heats up and it gets squishy and it's no good. So, freeze your meat if you're going to grind it. Uh-oh. Let's see if this will work. Yeah, it'll work. And here we go. Ah! Puppies in the room. We have two with us today. Coda's the White Wonder. Here you go, buddy. Good boy. Indiana. Good, thank you. The long ones spare my hands. I like that. So, just quick recipes in the fall. Oh, excellent. Thank you for that. Now, what's been going on, Egg? Oh, nothing too serious. I want to put these in the freezer. Okay. And today's went to bed 10:30 last night. Trying to drop off, then collapse. Oh, jeez. Awful night. Woke us up. Yo, oops. I'm sorry to hear that. That does sound like everything that could go wrong did. Stretch for a few, be lurking. Okay, Manon, thank you very much. And thank you again for the raid. Do appreciate it. Raiders, make yourselves at home. We are just going to get into our cooking here now. We're going to start off with the pork pie. It's pork and apple pie. And I had to read the recipe twice. It starts off with it has two different types of apples. Some I managed to pick up in Pennsylvania when I was up there yesterday. And some we had to go to the store today and get. But we're not going to make it quite the same. We started off by saying Lady Wayfair and I are going to have fewer pies in our life for a while. We're going to make the recipe, but we're going to make it in tins that lend themselves to freezing. So I thought, 2, maybe 3. Normally you make the pie in this. It's got a crust on the bottom. It's a savory crust. It's a cheddar cheese sage crust, which looks really good. And then the bottom layer is pork with brown sugar and spices, which starts getting on the sweet side. Put the apples on top, crust on top of that. So we're going to do that instead of this because this can't be frozen. Not a pie this shape. Once it's cut, you start getting it to bleed out. These will be nice, compact. So what I'm thinking is I'll have to do like a third more of the crust to make sure I have enough. Yes, was proper way to make kulibiak. And I saw where I messed up, but he used rice pilaf. He did not use pilau. I noticed that. I object. So, yeah, the pork, we've done one other dish where we had ground beef. Oh, we did mincemeat. That's right, we had ground beef and mincemeat, and it never really blended. So I'm curious if the sugar is going to blend in this. But I want to get that started. The other two pieces we're doing aren't that involved. Now, another confession time, guys. The steaks have a 3-hour marinade. So, you can do it. So I worked out how to do tips, and or the bits, and I'm just going to go with that. But yeah, this is a 20-ounce sirloin. They say 2 10-ounce sirloins, and I talked to the butcher behind the counter, and he had these beautiful sirloins. So we're going to have a single one. I was toying with cutting it in half, but I thought, yeah, there's pluses and minuses, so I figured I'd just go with this. There's 4 ounces of melted butter. There is 8 ounces of Jameson's. It's 1 glass is the measure. Then there is herbs and bay leaf. The herbs are chive and savory. I kind of wanted to do the chive because later there's an onion in the sauce, and you know how we are about onions. But we do a savory, or savory is an herb that I have found is fantastic in pies. It's good with beef. So this is going to go till 4 o'clock, 4:30, then we can use it. So we're here for at least, probably, yes, Darren McGrady, the Royal Chef. It was a fantastic stream, and he has one about, that's half a glass. We've got to get together sometime. So we had that marinating. It's going to go in there for a while, and I didn't think it was going to be a 4-hour plus. I think Lady Wayfarer and I have had enough fun with that beast. Watch me hit it and it'll start working. So yeah. Savory, it's hard to find. I have, Spice House carries it. Oh, and I actually left the seasonings out just so we can review it. Some are savory. More useful in pies too. So if you're making pork pies, beef pies, fantastic. This, I think you've seen the black pepper and chives, and that was it. I think it's kind of odd to use melted butter in a marinade. And it might be my limited experience, but a fat really doesn't lend itself towards getting into meat. It lends itself towards protecting meat. But we're going to use what's left of the marinade to make a sauce. So that's what I was looking forward to. Gaelic steaks he made with beef tenderloin. Really? Well, beef tenderloin is beyond our budget. At least the recipe I found, the traditional uses sirloin. They say an Irish sirloin, but and the mashed potatoes, we're going with Duchess potatoes. I'm looking forward to those too. Was that, where's my book? My book. It was Kitchen Mom who suggested the Duchess potatoes. At least that's in my note. And I've never made Duchess potatoes, so Duchess potatoes it is. Yeah, and I'm beginning to look at those types of cuts, master splits, and say pork tenderloin is far cheaper Is it really that much different? So I'm thinking I'm going to start experimenting and just see. Now, different safe temperatures, I can work around that. And there's nothing that's going to beat a sirloin steak done right. Or is there? We shall see. Starting with our crust. Now, they use the traditional... Whoop. We have links for recipes. We also put them on our Discord. So if you want to follow along. Pork and apple pie. For the crust, we're going to be, well, the recipe calls for 2.5 cups all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons dried sage, finely crumbled, salt, butter, 2 sticks. That's, they say 255 grams. My experience is more like 235, but you know what I mean. 3 ounces of sharp grated cheese, finely grated, and I grate it very fine. I'm such a fine grater. And 6 to 8 tablespoons water. 1 egg blended with 1 tablespoon water, presumably for an egg wash. So we're going to get started with that. But as we go through, backseat driving is allowed on cooking. Questions are welcome. I am not a professional chef. I don't play one on TV. But I'm an actor, so you can trust me. I've been thinking through this part of it, and while I have found food processors very helpful in making crusts, I was worried about the sage. For the crust, we're going to be doing butter cubes in the flour. Then they say use your fingers, make pea size. Stir in the cheese with a fork, evenly distributed. Water. Where's the sage? I think the sage is in with, yep, flour, sage, and salt. Basically, we're going to put flour, sage, salt in here. Then we're going to add the cheese, which we have. And like I said, I'm going to add 1/3 to this. So 2.5. I can scale and convert. Paprika is the app I use for these fun things. So 3 1/3, 2 2/3. And I'm going to go heavy on the sage because that's one of the flavors I like. 21 1/3 tablespoons. Think about that. Let's start with our crust. Food processor, yes, but we're going to use it 3 times. It's used for this. It's used for the pork, because we actually have to shred the pork. It's supposed to be a fine grain, which again, I'm like, really? I don't want pebbles, but we shall see. Follow the recipe first time. And let's pull out our cup of many cups. I had a 1 cup scoop around here. Lady Wayfarer cleaned it for me. Thank you, love. .64 teaspoons. Yeah, I have to sit there with a calculator and slide rule. Canning jar labels have arrived. We have a problem that is caused by me, and that is we have so many containers in the fridge without a... It's like the horse with no name, the container with no name. I've started to get better, but still, there's a lot of historic things in there. Like, what is this? For instance, we now have Wayfarer's ketchup. Actually works in the squeeze bottle. I was happy. And I used it today on burgers, so it was good. It's a math class. Yay! 1.3333. I think, yeah, I'm just... What's it? 8 cups, 8 tablespoons. Forgot my slide rule upstairs. Ooh, we have salted butter. Ooh, somebody assaulted it. I think this is from my parents. Okay. I think it's safe to say I can use 22 tablespoons and be okay. Exactly, Bleeblo. That's what I was thinking. It's like we've had ketchup in there, the beet ketchup we made. I'm trying to find a good use for that. It's very distinctive, good flavor, but it doesn't lend itself to anything. It's not like you could use it for a barbecue sauce. We tried that. It can be used as just a ketchup, but Lady Wayfarer doesn't like it. And I kind of like my tomato ketchup, so. Huh. All right, so I was trying to figure out, we're at half a cup with 16. 20. Half a stick. Calvin, it is the long pole in the tent, the master splits. The pork needs the processing time. We have to freeze it, we have to grind it. The crust needs to sit for 30 minutes in the fridge. So it makes sense to start with this. The steak really isn't that involved. I was surprised by that, except from the marinade. Why did I do that? Perfect, Hippie. You stay there. It is, standard grill fare. Cook it till you're comfortable with it. And then you'll make a sauce, basically a pan sauce without the pan. You're not cooking it in the pan. But then you will put the steak in with the tomato sauce and everything else that's in there and cook it further. So I'm going for a rare on the sirloin. It'll be pretty quick. No, there's just not much to do. I think I don't have enough. I've learned not to say that anymore. Oh, and yesterday with the ride, I will put out a video about it. Nothing like humility. Great ride, and this is how I describe it. Great ride, lousy peddler. I ran out of juice like 2/3 the way through. This is our plating pan. Will also be used for butter. Oh, Lady Wayfarer is asking how much of that was allergies. And I have bad allergies. Don't get me wrong, that's always the case. But I did this ride 3 years ago. And I had a better time with it. But I weighed a good bit less. Okay. So part of it is that. And it was the same time of year. Ragweed pollen are my nemesis. Ragweed pollen was huge, but still. How's your day been? Thank you for asking, Nick. It's been, I can't really complain. Even with the dishwasher, it's been many ways nice. When I got back, the drive back from Pennsylvania, it was so nice to be up there and just driving through the countryside. I got some apples. I visited oh geez, I got to talk about that. Wanted to talk about that. Lady Wayfarer cleaned them up on me, which is fine. But I met my niece who has her own Instagram. And the reason I was asking Ginger Tea, if you can link that out, she has an Instagram where she keeps track of Bismarck's beans. Bismarck beans? It's their dog. But I met her, and we went to this Euro market. And it's stuff from Europe. It had even Canada, which Canada I don't think is in Europe, but I could be wrong. But Ukraine, Russia, Belarus, Georgia, even picked up some Romanian sausage.
Basement stairs.
Oh, thank you. And no fault on that. I'm just going to use that as a prop to talk from. But she went through and toured and showed me where these were from, talked about it, and picked up so many nice things. All food, all international fare. Thank you for that, Bismarck beans. So if you're curious, it's about the dog. Bismarck is the dog, and I think her nickname for it is Beans. And he is just a wild and crazy dog. So just a little bit of butter. Two and a half, what do I do? 3 1/3 cups. This is the 1 cup measure. We have labels.
600.
That'll last us a few weeks.
They dissolve.
In water, I assume.
Yes.
Or just when they're on the label.
I'm still not mic'd yet.
Oh, you're not mic'd? Okay. She says they dissolve. Yeah, that's part of the problem with labeling is once you're finished, you gotta take the label off. Since it's no weight on this, no weight's given. Thank you. 3. Focus, hippie. 1, 2, 3. Ate cereal for breakfast. Had a last portion of spice lamb and potato curry with brown rice. Swedish meatballs. Awesome. Fuzzy inside. That'll be fine, egg. Good food has a way of doing that, which is... I started early on making good food. I think when most people first leave the house, it's kind of unsettling. You don't, you're off on your own, so you're supposed to be responsible. I didn't start off too responsible. Ooh, shiny, I need that. A lot of that. 3 1/3 cups, all purpose. There goes our butter. There's a lot of butter in this. That wasn't a complaint. I'm bragging. A teaspoon of salt. Shh. .3 tablespoons of butter. So I put 22 in. Butter. All right, sage, 2 2/3 teaspoons dried sage. It's a group I used to listen to growing up called New Riders of the Purple Sage. Fun, but not really that noteworthy. This is rubbed sage. Means it was given a massage. You're not helping me with my goal. 1, 2, ish. So I'm at 2:47 a.m. I should know this. Did he, was he a vice president, move to president, or did they just want someone in the White House that quickly? It seems odd, Master Splits. Master Splits is the provider of this request, and he is a penchant for historical foods. Last Sunday we did Obama's chili, which was fantastic. I think Lady Wayfair just finished the last of that today. And so this one, I think you made a lot. We still have a lot to do, which is cool. Stop it. Stop bothering. Okay. The message is popping up on my iPad there. No, it's not the police. Harding. So it took a message to travel 5 hours to tell him to take the oath. All right, let me make sure. I'm going to go slower today because I felt bad about the Queen Elizabeth sponge we made. Wasn't the plan, so I'm going to do a little bit better. Wow. So he could have been the justice of the peace in the area too, the father. But that's good to know. This is his mother's recipe, by the way. Well, she made the pie that he loved, and he said that was the best pie he's had. So that's, hate to have been one of the White House caterers at that time. So we do butter, flour mixture. You want a crumb, pea-sized. Stir in the cheese with a fork, evenly distributed. So let me get the cheese out. It's pretty fine. Oh, Timmy G, howdy. Welcome in. Thank you for coming into the pantry. We are making pork and apple pie as part of our historical dishes that we're doing. And then we're going to get into some foods for the Queen Elizabeth. And some of the things I found out from that movie that Egg linked, and I think that is in... Yes, it's on our Discord. Queen Elizabeth does not like garlic. So there's no garlic in these dishes. But she really didn't like garlic at all. And Prince Philip loved spicy foods, garlic. He would cook, but all the dishes when they ate together were always to the Queen's taste. Interesting. Okay. And we're going to do 6 tablespoons, so it'll be 8 tablespoons, which is half a cup. measure. I'm going to get all these measures right, then I'm going to go metric. Yep. Can I get a tip of your thoughts on this? Making a crock pot Biera with 4 pounds of chuck, and I thought that using beef tailbones, ox tailbones would bring on flavor. I don't know what a Biera is. I do know beef bone, the tailbones and ox tailbones can if you roast them. Put them in the oven, roast them till they're browned. You get a lot more good flavor out of them. So that's what I would take, is make sure they're browned, and you'll get good flavor out of it. But describe to me what a Biera is. It sounds like a stew. Am I right, or is it a soup? I'm going to start with this. We're going to get it to a fine. Taco. Oh. Every day you had to walk 8 hole. Ba-dum-ts. That is about right. Now it calls for finely grated cheese, and this is not, it's fine, but is it very fine? What I'm going to do is just add the cheddar, and add the water. I was about to make a mistake. This is 4 ounces in weight. Excuse me, love. Use the one plate. Nope. Yeah. Bother. It's not dirty, just use it to zero the scale. Yep, too little. Pike Place Market. Yeah, I think Dana's on the right track. You definitely want to cut it, but I think you want to do, if you're looking for the bones to give you flavor, you need to make the broth with it separate.
Cheer 100. Don't you just hate it when the dogs wake you up like this? Woof, 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 woof. Puppy treats. Woof, woof, woof.
Our dog does that. Indy does that. Yes, you do. He's done that a couple times where he'll just be barking at nothing. We go down there. Well, it wakes Lady Wayfarer up. It doesn't wake me up. I think short of an explosion, it won't wake me up. Yeah, we have our coda right here. And Indy, of course, since I started pointing, is immediately coming over as well, but you can't see him. Collapsing a bed frame would wake me up. Yeah, I think that's a safe bet. No, not right now, boys. Gotta wait for the timer. You got a nice big treat, didn't you? Ice water. Should have thought that one through a little better, shouldn't I? Oh, the sage. Is there any pepper in this? Pepper would be a great addition.
Banana. Stuart? Banana. Banana!
Ah, we have a raid. Alex Rogue 460 with a party of 7. Welcome in, Raiders. Thank you very much, Egg Fried Cheese, for that shout out. And welcome in all. You have joined us in Wayfarer's Pantry. Today we are making some historic foods. This is pork and apple pie, the beginnings thereof. This is Calvin Coolidge's favorite dessert, even though it has pork in it. Yes, we know. And then we're going to get some Queen Elizabeth favorites. We're going to have a traditional Gaelic Irish steak with Irish whiskey. And we're doing Duchess potatoes with that. But welcome all in. Thank you very much. And what did you do for your stream? What kind of streamer are you? Are you food and cooking? Are you? Tell us a little bit about yourself. Slow down, baby. And thank you for following Parawheeler058. Thank you very much for the follow, guys. Appreciate that. What we do here, loud noise? No, that's fine. Jameson's and Fever Tree Ginger Beer. That would be good. Because I like ginger beer. I like bourbon and ginger ale. So I bet you that would be good. I like my Jameson's. What's that? Fever Tree Ginger Beer. Yeah. Oh, come on. Oh, I apologize. We have... Oh, is this loud? Please tell me you brought panna cotta. No? Oh, we made French toast casserole, turkey bacon, and blackberry panna cotta. Oh! That sounds very good. French toast casserole, turkey bacon, blackberry panna cotta. Oof, yeah, definitely. I gotta share with the class. I'm blanching the bones down into removing impurities, then I'll roast them. Caramel, yep. Good plan. All right, this, ooh. That's good. I like that. That feels nice. Now I'm going to clear things off here. Thank you, love. Lady Wayfarer is standing in for the dishwasher today. I am very grateful for that. I'm trying to minimize.
It's always more fun to share with
Dana's Kitchen, thank you very much for that Tier 1 gifted sub. And Alex Rogue, you now are locked in the pantry. Congratulations. Please take your seat up in the pantry. The puppies will be around to shed hair on your legs. Welcome to the pantry. And thank you very much for that, Dana. Ooh. And thank you for the follow, The Real POTUS 98. You're the president? And thank you for the follow, Adam Kim Bolton? Kim Bolton. Adam Kim Bolton. Thank you very much. Wow, nice friendly people today. Thank you very much. Welcome in, guys. We stream, I have a prep stream I do Wednesdays, and it's prep because I try to keep...
boy.
Yes. Is it that time, Egg?
No.
Also, Hippie, I'll be aiming to make the jelly cheesecake after the shift this week. Oh, good. Excellent. I'd love to see that. Is it going to be Wednesday? All right. I'll try to tune in. Wednesday, well, it's prep stream, but I'm going to be at that meeting all day. I'll try to catch the VOD. You got to go, Dana? All right. Good luck. It's about that time for you, Dana. Again, another shout out, please, for Dana's Kitchen. Wonderful streamer, and I enjoy her stream as well. I think she's going to go do something over there. Scottish breakfast, right? Oops. Sorry, bud. I have grapes, apples, thick cream on top is perfect. If you have a way to whip it, do whippets, you know. Well, that's not a thing over in UK. You clotted cream. Now, like I said, this crust is more than the recipe calls for. We're not using a traditional pie crust. We're going to be doing it in this, which is a bread loaf tin, because these can be frozen, so we don't have to eat a pie this week while we still have Queen Elizabeth sponge in the fridge, which is a Victoria sponge, but someone didn't read the directions, so they spread the icing all over it. Long way of saying I messed up, but it was good. So those of you who have come in from the cold, we do cooking, old style cooking, as I said, Wednesdays and Sundays. We have sensitivities to onions and corn products. So all the things that we make, including today's dishes, I call for onions and corn. We do substitutes. A bag with a hole is just a mess. Wise one once said. Story. Ah, thank you for that.
Cooking is such a chore.
Cooking? Not for me. I love cooking. It's the cleaning. And actually, cleaning when I have something good on to keep me company. Some of the streamers I follow. If I have them in the kitchen with me, it makes it so much easier. One time I want to do a stream where I put out a recipe and we all cook it together. I think who was doing that? Cook along, yeah. Go to step. Very good. Yeah, and that's what I find with this is, you know, cooking with the community here. It's like you're in the kitchen. So I'm going to do half and half, and I'm just winging it here. What you want is a crust that comes together so it clumps, but it's not like gooey. That'll be a nice crust. All right, so here we go. One more bag. And yes, we repurpose bags, trying to do our best, trying to avoid single-use stuff, but there are certain things, especially certain dishes, where you're trying to get a nice tight roll that plastic wrap works. So, but a lot of other applications, you don't need it, and that's what I try to do. Ooh, that's what I can do. Yeah, I used to not do it. I used to like, oh, I need a fresh this. And I guess I'm getting old. Kind of worry about the way we're leaving things. And it doesn't hurt that much to try to be a little bit more efficient. So, what the heck? Early on, climate change is a scientific certainty over tens of thousands of years. So it's not all man-made. I'm not saying it's not. You know, man's contributing to it, no doubt. But the Earth has been warming for a long time. No reason why we can't take steps to do a little less. That's all I'm saying. 30 minutes. Please tell me I didn't lose any pieces. That's our ribs, country ribs. We're going to go ahead and grind those. Actually, I'm not going to be watching the Queen's funeral tomorrow as much as I can. Not just, well, there's a curiosity about it. Once in what, 70 years? We're part of the rebellious ones. My lineage is from Ireland as well as America, rebels all over the place, but there's a lot of things that England has done wrong. There's things that they've done right recently. But the woman who held that job, I think she did it well. I think she did it very well. So yeah. Oh, and the bone blanching. Thank you, Timmy. I do appreciate that. We still have a couple, we have a lot of requests. We'll get to them eventually. I plan on doing this into my retirement, so. And I did this a little too early, so I'm going to pop it back in the freezer. My KitchenAid's there. Let me get that out.
What size disc are you using?
Oh, I go for a fine, not the finest, but one step up from it. We are going to be using the food mill and completely grinding it in the food processor. That's along with the breadcrumbs. So it's going to be a fine mixture. I just like that plate when I start. Don't need that right now. Oh. This is my mom's. Was my mom's.
Those tacos look good, Timmy.
You have your mic on?
Yeah, I do.
Cool.
I don't know. I think you gave it to me powered up.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Philip letting Harry wear his uniform. Yeah, I think that's a lot of thoughts about that. All of them, you know, mixed, positive. I think there's a certain amount of civility that should persist. Nobody's done everything right. I'm not going to get into the details, but, you know, many countries have made mistakes over the time. It's how they continue on. And I think they've done well. The Queen especially has dealt with a lot of adversity, so. Plus she was doing the same job for, what, 50 years?
70.
70 years.
70 years.
That's right.
Over 70 years. I think she was on like 71, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Opinions I have, yes, I'm sure. Okay. Now, I had not done it like this before. To join us on later streams, we make sausage, we make scrapple, we make bacon, both Canadian and American style, streaky bacons, the people in UK call it. We do a lot of things that are traditional just because I am curious about it and we need to know what's in it. Box. It's right there. Actually, I think we can do this a little bit better. You see the holes that we're using for that? And these come with different plates. This is the fine. I've used it once or twice. I've used it once or twice and it needs to be cleaned better. And this is the coarse, of course. Let's go with this. You don't want to go too fast when grinding. Again, heat. You want as little heat generated as possible. Once you see liquid coming out here, you're going too fast or it's too warm. Same thing I do for sausage. I've done ground beef this way when I've been looking for a different way of doing it. This grinder setup, obviously a professional, this is a professional mixer, and the mixer, this head is professional, but if I were doing bulk sausage, I think I'd start getting into a dedicated meat grinder. But that's a ways away. Yes, I did look at the webcam you sent, Egg. We have been doing Logitech a lot. And that's what other cameras we have on this are, except for the main one there. But we'll see if they're compatible. Yeah, you saw it at the beginning where I had the bits for camera setup. We'll be doing that.
It was only on the beginning, though.
Yeah, I'll be putting that on the rest of the frames. I figured out how to do it today.
Okay.
That's true. And a pedal. You should see when the thing is more of a challenge is when I'm stuffing sausage. I've got a hand grinder, and then I got a hold unit, and then it's like sort of, I need extra set of hands.
Well, there is an extra set of hands.
There is that. Now there is still meat back here. I'll shove a little extra through just to push the rest of it through. Nice and chilled. Like I said, when we went to the grocery store, they had ground pork. But it was white. It was like pork fat. And I'm not kidding. The guy at our grocery store is very chatty, but he was having problems with his staff before him.
The butcher.
So
the
I'm
butcher.
thinking, what?
The butcher.
The butcher.
Not just some guy.
Some random guy's having problems.
Well, yeah, that's what he said to us, but yeah.
Yeah. He was the manager of the meat department. All right, that's enough. Let me put this aside. All right, now I can get to the mouse. One of these costume images for
Yeah, we have some spare sheets.
piece of sheet.
It's cute, eh? Very cute.
Sheets and giggles. That I like.
All right, good luck, Ginger Tea.
Yeah, there is a community day out there, guys. I got my Pokemon for the thing. I think we got pretty lucky.
Yeah, I ended up with a bunch of shinies straight off the bat, so I felt very fortunate.
2 pounds ground pork. Yes. And I already started washing the flute top.
Save a dish.
Yep. Soapy dish down here. Oh, we'll get stuff dirty, but we'll reuse it and we'll clean it as we go.
This might be a new thing. We'll see. We'll see how well this works for us.
We thought at first it was the sink too, and it's like, okay, we're gonna have to do this outdoors.
Or take a Sunday off.
Take a bite your tongue.
Nope. Not gonna.
Oop. The food processor bowl does count.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Has to be washed, so it counts.
So does the mixer bowl. But if we reuse it, it doesn't count twice.
Do you want these other things over here on the edge washed?
The food processor. Yes.
Okay, that had meat. Okay.
Thank you, love. Oh, all right. Ground pork. I think, I did not make note of the time, but I think our crust has been in for about 30 minutes. Let me put the cap on here. See, it matches. All right, so we're going to get our crusts made. No, we got to prep our apples. We got time yet. Okay. Andy B, welcome in. Good to see you. Jolly happy. otherwise known as Hippie. Welcome in, Andy P. Good to see you. Welcome. I'm glad you could make it for us. Alrighty, I'm back. My aglio e olio spaghetti with shrimp I made. Oh, shrimp is a good addition. No, I still got some time. I still got some time to do a few more things. That is one of the things about streaming. What time did that go in? Let me go look at the video. Let's go to the videotape. Now, there's an awful lot of apple that's going to go into this. So should I roll the crust? Depends. Do the apples need to be cool? Let's do our apples next.
Red boy.
The crust is in the fridge chilling, and it went in just when I pulled the meat out. Thank you. 15 minutes. So good. We're good. Excuse me. Can I do this?
Maybe.
The recipe calls for 2 different kinds of apples. Okay, I'm going to have to say this the right way. We have garlic, or not garlic, gold apples, ginger gold. Calls for 3. One for the chef. Oh, and I'll be right back. To go downstairs and get the other apples.
Right you are. I'll entertain everyone with my supreme
We've
dishwashing
overflowed our
skills.
fridge.
Chilled crust and cool apples. Yes. Well, the ones that we bought at the store this morning probably never made it into the fridge, but those were in the others from Pennsylvania were in the fridge.
Yes. They call for 3 of a sweet variety and 3 of a baking kind. Now, they were specific. They talked about Granny Smith and a bunch of others that are. The crust is chillin'. And these apples are called Rambo, and I'm not making that up.
You might have to show that to prove that.
Well, these are bought from an orchard in Pennsylvania, so it's not like they have labels on them.
Oh, they don't have stickers?
No stickers.
No stickers.
And these are a cross between Golden Delicious, Pippin, and an unknown variety. Rambo has a different origin story, made clear through several movies. And the recipe says, do not peel. So it's got that going for it. A lot of the flavor is in the skin, a lot of the nutrition. Gotta wash these off. The orchard was Bernard's or Barnard's, depending on how you say that word. Located in Kennett Square, Pennsylvania. It's one of my parents' favorite in recent years. Before, we used to get a lot of our fruit from Highland Orchards. It's close by. And Northbrook Orchard, but both of them have sold a lot of their land off for development. Bernard still makes their own. Okay.
Makes their own what?
Still grows their own, sorry.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to finish that with cider.
They make their own cider.
There you go. That's where I thought you were going, and then the word didn't come.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. Ooh, shiny. It is, I'll hold that here for a minute. Non-pasteurized. So next time I'm up and I've got a free fermenter, might be making some apple cider. Master splits. Oh wow. Nice. Two large bulbs of garlic. Wow. I'd go for that. Do you make your own pasta? I'm just curious. Not that you have to. That's something I'm trying to work through. I made a couple of pastas already here. And they're good. I'm just trying to think if it's more economical than buying the flour. No, store-bought. Still good. Really what pasta is either just water and flour or water and egg and flour. And it's a semolina flour or a combination of semolina and white. I've seen a number of different variations depending on the pasta. When we've made it, it's been semolina and water. And I think actually, when you requested that for us, we did that, made our own pasta too. It's worth it. It's so worth it. That's good for one cut. Compost bucket, bouquet.
Red boy.
Well, that fixed it, but I think that's just persistence, huh? So you have to hit it. Good. That's what. So I'm going to cut it into wedges after this, 1/4 inch thick. And these are our cooking apples. And the apples get mixed together. Really, the difference between the cooking apple and an eating apple is how they stand up to the heat. A good cooking apple, at least in my opinion.
Red boy.
Puppy treats. Puppy treats. Did they all come in? Yes, they did. Guess who hid them? The vault of puppy treats.
Oh, there. Well, one of them's sitting so well.
That's it.
There we go.
Gentle. Leave the fingers. Thank you, boys. And if you can work, you can request puppy treats. We do have them on a limit, so I'm not feeding them every 10 seconds. And if Egg ever falls asleep, not that you should, there's a bunch of buttons we put to be redeemed. If you're watching on a computer, you'll see them down below. Black one is Indiana. He is 13.
Yes. His birthday's in December, though, so he's gonna be 14 soon.
Yep.
He's the old man.
And Coda is 10. Almost 11 soon.
Yep, he's 10, and he has a birthday in February.
Ever since I've known Lady Wayfair, I've had a dog. Before that, I never had a dog. Boy,
Dogs rock.
I was missing out. Funny thing is, my mom, well, I may be allergic to dogs. I don't have a problem with these guys.
You were tested to be allergic to their dander.
Dander.
Yeah, the allergist came up with that, and that's when they had to stop sleeping in the bed.
Yes. So, you know, especially with dogs, it's dander rough. Sorry. Don't hurt me.
I will say, while the night you were away, it was a 2-dog night.
And I enjoyed dogs in the bed until back at that time it was Bandit and Arrow. Bandit was very possessive of me.
Yeah.
So much so he would put his back to me and his feet to push Lady Wayfair off the bed.
But yeah. But we think that he was a rescue pup, and we think that he had some issues with females.
Yes.
Before, because he was more skittish around females than males.
And I think, except for 2 dogs, maybe 3. You've had 2 purchased dogs.
I had 2 before
Sam.
I met you that were, well, my first dog was pedigreed, the second dog was not, but it had one pedigreed parent and the other was mixed. And then we've had 1 dog since that was not a rescue pup. It was a farm pup.
Mm-hmm.
We bought from a farm litter.
Mm-hmm. So, only regret is they don't live as long as we do. It's hard losing them, you know. If you have a dog, it happens.
Hello, Mongoose.
Mongoose! The menu got your attention. Cool!
It is apple season.
Yeah, next.
I was surprised because apples have been running, well, like everything's been running more expensive lately. Inflation, yada yada. But there were actually bags of apples at the store today for 99 cents a pound. Now, they didn't have a whole lot of selection in those particular bags, but that told me it's apple season. So we'll be doing more dishes with apples in the next month, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Talked about the orchards and barnyards. My dad and I used to do a lot of the apple picking and strawberry picking. Appreciation for it, especially. I remember the crisp fall days. My dad liked these flannel type coats, and I had one too. We just bundle up and go on out to the fields. I miss that. We did that Oh, 2018, I think. I remember the date because I was off my foot and I had this trolley cart that was pushing around, so I was going around in the field with a cart. Don't drop a motorcycle on your feet, guys. Safety tip. Brought to you by Hippie. You love a good homemade apple pie. I do too. This one, Mongoose, I will say that I'm skeptical. However, Master of Splits has yet to steer us wrong. And this is his request. Calvin Coolidge's favorite pie. His mother made this for him. I don't know if she created the recipe or what. I don't think so. It's probably out there. All right, so apples. Lots of apples. We're going to get these into 1/4-inch slices. Skins on. And
Oh, yes. And we keep a list of everyone's suggestions.
Yep.
We try to mix it up, but we do get a lot of good historical suggestions from Master of Splits.
Mm-hmm.
Historical foods.
My mom's pan. Oh, he does. Some really good ones. Alia e olio. Try it. Al Capone. He used to make it himself, right, Master of Splits? Yes, we are crossing the streams by mixing apples. Every time I've made apples, by the way, I do not have the peel. All right. You have awesome. We did it with. I'm not bragging. Just the variation is we made the pasta, and I will be making my own pasta again. It's really not that hard. One of the many. I barely watch real TV anymore. I can't think of the last time I did. I'm sure I have. Probably HGTV. Oh, it was Food TV yesterday. Get a theme? But there is a... Where was I going with that? Hippie, you lost your mind. Again. Oh, talk about pasta. The Epicurious has a series of where a home cook and a pro chef will swap ingredients. And one of them was pasta. And this person who never even thought of making pasta before. And by the end of it, this is easy. It's so easy. They make it seem so difficult. Now, if you're trying to make a macaroni, good luck. Good luck with that. Uh-oh. The lady has gone a-lurking. Now, this worries me. That much apple, that much left. It will cook down. We're going to be cooking this down a little bit. She's left. Must be something I said. The Golden Delicious or the Ginger Gold, the not garlic gold. Has a pulpiness to it, or softness to it. See these. Also pretty soft. We shall see. Garngett, how are you this evening? Or this morning? This is too much apple. Something about that chef times leaving meat out is not a good idea. My week, it was good. Saturday was a trial. The ride was fantastic. The peddler was not. One of my many things I watch on YouTube is GCN, Global Cycling Network. I am not that kind of cyclist, but I like seeing the tech stories. And they talk about hitting a wall, going out and riding too long without the right food. I don't think it's the right food. I just think someone needs to say, drop a little weight. How about that? Yeah. All right. But I had a great time anyway. Ah, yes. Middle-aged man. I'm like, no, I do not. The Spandex King is not here. I did not use Lycra. There's a Pathless Pedaled guy, YouTuber. He does more off-road, but he talks about party pace. Yeah. I'm Team Sloth. But I was out in beautiful Chester County, Pennsylvania. Grew up there. Oops, sorry, buddy. Went by many landmarks I remember several times. And I actually may release the video. I did a 360 camera on the front of my bike. And I'm honest here, guys. I have so much tech gear. I've got my phone. I've got my Wahoo. And I've got my 360 sticking out from my handlebars. I look like I'm like a TV van. And so many people are like, is that a selfie stick? No, I said, that's like a 360 camera. And they were like, oh. I talked to a lot of people that way. Didn't help me finish as fast as I wanted to, but it was fun. So the thinking was, with a 360 camera, I could have my headset, just do the video, and when I'm bicycling downstairs, I can do that. So busted. But I wore this, not a casual shirt. It was a outdoor shirt. Long sleeve and bike shorts, but not the Skinny ones. But go ahead, call me a mammal. That's cool. All right. I'll go 300. I don't know how this is going to work without any liquid. I am tempted to add a little bit of apple cider to this. Don't get excited. This in the States, US, apple cider. It's unfermented. It is just raw pressed apples. And I found, this was at the place I bought the apples, they do not pasteurize. So I'm thinking pick up 5 gallons. We might be making some hard cider here soon. That'll help it start. Echo, set a 7-minute timer.
7 minutes, starting now. By the way, you have a new notification. Do you want to hear it?
Sure.
1 new notification from Amazon Shopper. For Marty, Penny Dry Labels has arrived.
That's old news, bud. Well, yes, apple juice, I don't know what it's called in other countries. Some of them, in the U.S., you filter it and basically clean it up. That's called apple juice here. That apple cider is the unfiltered, unpasteurized stuff. So yeah, we're all messed up. Let's see if I can do a few things here. Apples. Dinner with Mom. Welcome in. Glad you could join us today. We have your suggestion coming. Interesting. We have your suggestion coming up of Duchess potatoes. But first we are starting with our pie. Huh. I am too. I have never done these before. But we have our piping bag awaits, so oh please, oh, none of my moderators are here. Lady Wayfair went out. I actually got a chance to watch Dinner with Mom. Another chill streamer. The last time I saw, you were with your brother-in-law, and it was good. It was fun. I enjoyed it a lot. Okay. Like I said, what I'm expecting is the Golden Delicious are going to cook down a lot. Those apples, in my experience, are not good apple pie apples. The better ones are the Stamens, the Granny Smiths, of course. That's the one everyone goes to. And I tried a new one called the Roman, which was recommended to us. So we'll see how that comes out. Yes, it was fun. I enjoyed that. So definitely give it a try, guys. Give her a follow. You will not be sorry. Okay. So there's that. Let me see what's coming up next on the pie. Okay, I'm going to do onions, pork, brown sugar, salt, and spices. So let me pull all that together. Now the filling, we're going to go back to the regular measure. So I'm going to take off my scaling. And we're doing this again because I'm using a different shape of pie pan, so I think it's going to be more crust for filling. So I'm going to go get the spices. I need the onion. Ground pork is done already. Oh, we have it ground. We have to cook it yet. Kosher salt. Then it's cinnamon, not garlic, cloves, and allspice.
Just catching up here, did you answer Granddad about not garlic tea?
No.
Okay. Ginger tea was with us earlier, but she went to go walk the puppy and collect Pokemon because it's a community day in Pokemon Go today.
Allspice.
She's out gaming in the wild.
Yep, we did it too early as well. How dare they schedule community day during my stream?
Hey, usually it's on Saturdays.
Yes. It's like started at 2 o'clock till 5. So Lady Wayfair and I were taking my vehicle out through our local town, and we got pretty fortunate. We got the shinies, and I leveled them up so they're all good. Just can relax. She's in the outside world scared. She is, but she's got her killer puppy with her.
Mm-hmm.
Woe unto those who harass her. That puppy will have a piece of them. Actually, I don't know. Sometimes that dog is fighting and in your face, and other times it's like, that's scary. Get it away from me. Another rescue pup. And us getting Arrow. COVID times, we had to go all the way up towards Pennsylvania border, Maryland. And it was touch and go, but Ginger Tea persisted. And it worked out. I think they're great. Let's say that Arrow is the dog that she needed. Now I'm going to give it another minute. Echo, stop. For the follower situation. Yes. Wow. And one of the conditions on getting the pack was to follow you, so you're over 1,000 now. You're over 500. That is awesome, dude. I don't know how you did it. Congratulations. I like my follower count. I like the people we have here. But that is cool. Oh, speaking of which, we're almost at 400, right?
Yes, I sent my tentative list off to Ginger Tea for review.
Okay.
So I just have to learn how to create the survey.
So the idea is there's going to be a collection of ingredients presented to me, and hopefully I can add, but I have to use everything that's put in front of me
Yes, you can add.
to make
There's
something.
3 sets of 3 things, and the viewers, all the viewers can vote.
Will it be on Discord?
I can do both places if you want me to. I'll have to cross-check.
Well, I don't want
No
to.
voting twice.
Yeah, I don't want to see what I can do.
Yeah, so maybe we'll just keep it on the stream. Yes, mystery box.
Yep. Yours was good too, Egg. I like that. We're going to visit that again, but I want to mix it up. All right.
I will say most of the choices I put on there was food from previous streams that didn't get used up. So
Oh.
yeah, most of it has a backstory.